Hi, this is Tyler Simpson, and I'm here for my week one video for our project, Social Media Research Tools. The company that I've chosen for this project is Everyman Jack, who is a male hygiene company. They make, shampoo, deodorants, soaps, body wash, stuff like that. It's all completely natural. It contains no harsh chemicals, no phthalates or paraben, stuff like that. It's not tested on animals, which is really important to them. And a while back in one of our classes, we made a project called Don't Be Stereotypical, which is a kind of ad for Everyman Jack. And so when we were going into making this project, I reached out to them on social media and through email, and they kind of got in touch with me, which was great because we only had 5 days, I think, to work on the project. They got back to me almost immediately the next day, and I was really impressed by that. And I see a lot of following them on Facebook, on Twitter. I see a lot of people tweeting them or writing on their Facebook wall, and they always respond, well, almost always, when it's reasonable, and they really interact with the community. One thing I liked about them and why I chose them for the Don't Be Stereotypical project that we did was that they're very down to earth, and they actually care about their customers, which is nice to see. So they ask for feedback, they'll make sure people are satisfied, they ask questions, which is important. Normally, you'll have customers asking businesses and companies for answers and trying to get answers from them. But when you see companies asking their consumers questions, it's always a good sign. So social media listening can be kind of a double-edged sword. So you're going to get very specific kinds of feedback on social media. So when someone buys a product and they're really happy with it, they're going to share with their friends, and they're going to kind of talk about it on social media and recommend it. And likewise, when they're really upset about a product or service, they're going to do kind of the same thing. So they're going to complain about it. So you have these two vocal minorities: people who are very ecstatic about a product and people who are very upset about a product. And that's kind of going to throw off what you're hearing. So you're not going to hear from the people who use your product every day and are satisfied with it as much as you're going to hear very good things and very bad things about it. And that can kind of tilt the scales. You don't have a full view of the market there, of your patrons. So you have to kind of keep that in mind, that what you're hearing on social media and from your customers in that situation isn't necessarily the whole picture. You can definitely put it to use. It has its place in marketing and in like the social media listening, like we were talking about. But you definitely have to be careful there, because I think it's really easy to cross the line from a use that is relevant to something that isn't necessarily stemming from the best analyzation of the information provided by it. I do think that Everyman Jack, the company that I've chosen, does this really, really well. They're kind of using transmedia and their customers to help promote their company even more. So they'll take things that their customers post or say, and then they'll use that as a form of almost free advertising. It's word of mouth taken to the next level. So you'll see a story that a customer posts on Twitter, and then they'll transfer it over, and tell that story on Facebook and continue it, or go to YouTube, and it really kind of helps pull in a community. It makes it feel like a very warm place. Like you can tweet Everyman Jack, and they're going to read it, and that's a lot different than a lot of companies. I think if I tweeted, Verizon about my internet service, right? I'm like, oh, my internet was a bit slow today, or it was really great. Thanks for the service you provide. I feel like I'm not going to really be heard. They have people monitoring it and reading and maybe replying even, but it's just not the same as when you have a core group of people that actually care about customers and who are involved in the company taking part in a conversation on social media. It's kind of a form of living advertising. And so I think that's definitely something that people need to keep in mind and consider when they're doing modern kind of research using social media.